Vad Lee, to your right, of course, is Deane Cheatham. You found him a lot this afternoon. What was he doing in the scheme of the offense that allowed him to be the man you went to today?
He was getting open, and he was just playing the game and doing a great job of running his route. But that's just what he do normally. Glad to have him back fully healthy, and that's just what he do.
And Deane, what were you seeing on their defensive side that allowed you to find those open spots in the zone in particular?
I just trusted our scheme and took advantage of our opportunities. So that's pretty much what happened.
Gage, they talked a little bit about the opposing team here today. Talked about how tough up front they thought they were over a year ago. Did you also see and comment on your players up in front of you in their play today?
Yeah, no, we did very well up front today. I was very happy with the outcome. But we still got things to work on, still got things to fix up. So it was pretty good.
What do you see that needs to be worked on?
It was just fits and everything like that. Focusing on what calls we got and then executing them.
Gage, do you feel like you guys really improved from last week to this week?
Yeah, no, I think we did improve. That was a big focus for us on defense to improve from week 1 to week 2. We wanted to focus on stopping the run again and working on our pass schemes and stuff like that. So I think we did improve. But like I said, we still got a lot of stuff to work on.
That offensively, 1,300 yards, I believe it is now between your first 2 games this season. Why do you think the offense has been so successful here early?
It's just credit to the guys, credit to our coaches. The offensive line is doing a great job up front. Getting good holes for those running backs, and I think you got to credit Khalid and Carden because they kind of just been dominating. And they've been doing a really good job in the run game. That opened up the pass game as well. And we have some playmakers out on the outside, and it's just my job to get them the ball. And I think coaches has been putting us in right position to do well.
Dominick, talk about the offensive line and kind of how you guys have played these first couple games. I feel like you guys are really gelling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this week we wanted to focus on toughness. We've kind of been credited with being a athletic offensive line, and we kind of want to go for a more, a tougher offensive line. So this week we really focused on that, but we're really gelling together. I mean, everything's coming together. Vad does a great job. The running backs make it very easy on us. They're superb the last 2 weeks, so they're making it a lot easier for us.
Deane, career high in receptions and yards. Was there something you saw in the defense that was allowing you to be so successful, or do you think it was just the summation of the scheme?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I just felt like I was open a lot. I just tried to play as hard as I could. Vad had plenty of time. Offensive line gave him a bunch of time, and we just trust our schemes.
Vad, through 2 games, how much of a rhythm do you feel like you guys are in on offense? I mean, is it just seem like it's always there? Nothing's coming that hard, really. How do you kind of see it?
I can say we've been in a rhythm. Just trying to stay balanced, trying to make sure that we get our run game going, and open up our pass game as well. But we got a lot of stuff that we need to work on, and that's stuff that we gonna work on tomorrow to get fixed. And we know that we're not where we need to be, and we know that we will get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, kind of the quick strikes you had on offense, some quick scoring drives to really boost the score there. I mean, what is that like when you're just clicking in every 5 plays is almost a touchdown?
It's fun. It's fun. I know the O-line, they love it because, they get tired in the game, and they love those quick drives when we go in to score. Sometimes they tell the coaches to call it a touchdown play, but every play is a touchdown play, hopefully. But it's fun when we're in the rhythm and going fast and scoring points.
Dominick, how do the backs make it easy for you when you say that?
Both of them are extremely shifty. I mean, they make a bad play into a very good play. I mean, there's 2 on the top of my head there where I know where, we may have missed a block or, missed a fit, and they completely went backside and had a 12-yard gain. So they do things that you can't really teach. So.
You were matched up today with a nose tackle again this week. How much help do you get with that on certain plays, or is it totally you man-on-man?
Depends on the play. It's usually man-on-man in passing plays, but as far as runs, we do a lot of combo blocking, so that makes it a little easier. You know, it's not one thing that I haven't gotten used to fully yet is being able to snap and get my right arm up, but Matt Frank and Austin Lane do a great job of helping me out, so on the left and right.
Gage, if you just want to talk about you guys stopping the run these first 2 games, you've done a pretty good job at it. Just talk about that. You've done anything differently these first 2 games compared to last year? Just what's working for you in that aspect?
No, we really didn't, really change anything up. I mean, of course, we got to change up, who we're playing, to prepare, as it is. But, like I said, stopping the run is what we focus on. We want to dominate the run first, and then, like I said, make them one-dimensional. That's a big thing that we focus on every week, and it's something that we will continue to focus on. And, we're going to keep on working at it, keep on getting better. So.
Deane, you expect these first 2 games to go this easy? I mean, these have been pretty convincing blowouts. I mean, is it?
We prepare the same for every opponent. We focus on what we do. You know how that is. You're in our practices every day, so.
Vad, kind of same question. I mean, just the ease of some of this stuff. How's that kind of, I mean, is this kind of what you expected going into this year?
Well, playing football is not easy. It's definitely not easy, but we certainly grinded through camp, and I think camp has prepared us for the game. Sometimes practice is harder than the game because you're so locked in and focused on just your rep, and the ball can move instead of getting put back. And like in practice, where the ball don't ever move. So it's fun, just driving the ball, but it's not easy. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff that we got to get better at, and we're looking forward to getting better and doing it this way.
Are you kind of waiting for somebody to push you back? I mean, it seems like you're just kind of steamrolling over these guys. Are you waiting for somebody to kind of punch you back?
No, I'm not waiting. I hope that we can continue to push first. But yeah,
Gage, big smile on your face on the special teams tackle. Got a handshake from coach and whatnot. What was the exchange about? Your footwork on the tackle?
Yeah, no, it was just it was a little late in the game. Just had come out. But it's going out there and having fun. I'm not gonna lie. Football can be fun. So it was just nice little choice of words. So.
Now, just talk about where you pumped up a little bit more. It's Pennsylvania, or a team from not too far from where you play high school ball, right down the road.
Yeah.
There's a Schuylkill County guy playing defense today for Lehigh. Were you a little extra motivation, a little pumped up?
I wouldn't call it extra motivation. I mean, we don't need much to motivate us. We work very hard in practice and everything. I know Kavanis is who you're talking about. He went to Monoy City. It's different to play kids from back home because it doesn't happen very often. I'm fortunate to where I've come, and there's a lot of kids that don't make it. But no, we don't. We like where we are, and I like when I get to see a guy like that. It happens very few and far between, but it was a nice experience. So.
Film,
Yeah.
but where do you feel you may have seen that improvement today for your ball club?
Again, like you said, it's hard for me to answer that question unless I watch the film. I felt like our kids came out and were excited about playing the game, wanted to play well. They do that every week, but I felt like that today they were really excited about being able to run the football and being able to capitalize on situations that came up. I mean, people are going to ask me why did I kick an onside kick? The reason I kick an onside kick because it was there, and it was there every time. And when we do what we do on kickoff, if it's there, eventually we got to go get it. And it was there, so we got a chance to work on those things. Again, each week, these first 2 weeks, we've been trying to make up situations to work on so we can get better. So I think our team is taking that situational football and trying to get better each week.
Shevniski hurt you a year ago. I'm sure you felt he was one of the keys today to be able to do that. What was your plan to kind of contain him enough in the running game?
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot, and through his short passing game.
I think the big thing is we're a much better man coverage team this year, so we can play a lot more man-to-man. We could be more aggressive. When they spread us out, we could be more aggressive. I felt like I think we're more knowledgeable where we need to be in gap responsibility on defense as far as stopping the run. So Steve Cease and the staff, they've done an unbelievable job with that. So very, very happy, and hopefully we continue that. He hurt us because we were not good today in pass rush lanes. We were not good in that area. We let him escape too many times. He's a good player, so really good player. So have to get our hats off to him because he's talented. But I think our kids did a good job of trying to limit him as a runner and forcing him to be a passer.
Coach, through 2 weeks, the vertical passing game has been not as used. Is that been by design, or are teams doing something that's keeping your players from getting up over the top?
Our offense is about what's there, take it. If you don't, if there's numbers in the run game, we're going to hand it off. If there's numbers on the perimeter as far as the relief game, we're going to throw it out there, sideways. And that's what we do, So we're not. There's no need to take those vertical shots if you don't have to. You can get them this way or hand it off. I'm good. You got a lot more chances of getting balls. We throw the ball down there right before half and get intercepted because we're trying to take a shot. So again, that's one of the areas we got to continue to clean up is the vertical passing game. But I don't think anybody's doing anything any different. Everybody's going to play us a little different. These guys are 3-3-5. They dropped 8 some. They brought 4 some. They did a bunch of stuff. They were. It was kind of roll of defense out there today for those guys. So we just got to continue to work and take what people give us.
Coach, can you talk a little about Deane Cheatham and the game he had over 100 yards receiving?
Yeah, Deane's one of our key targets on offense, and I think he had a career day. A bunch of catches for 118 yards receiving, and Deane's a weapon for us down the middle of the field. And when you play an offense, when you have an offense like this that has run game, skill guys on the outside, boy, it really makes it even doubly dangerous when you got that guy down the middle of the field. And Deane's really been good, and he's a as tough as football savvy a guy that we have on our football team.
You talk a little about your special teams as well. You had the big punt there, the big fumble recovery on the punt.
Yeah. In fact, I think they were trying to fake the punt, to be honest with you. I think they were trying to fake the punt, and we had it covered up pretty good. I think the punter just dropped the ball, and we were able to get on it. They were a rugby punt team, so we were going to attack rugby punt, and just got ourselves in the right position. When he dropped the ball, Rashad Robinson was there to scoop and score. Nice job. Last week we fell on the ball when we should have scooped it. This week we picked it up and ran it. So we got better in that area this week.
Scoring off those turnovers, I know that's an obvious question, but to kind of put points on the board when they kind of want you to have them, was that nice to see to convert some of those?
I think anytime you can score on turnovers is good for your football team.
I saw Brandon Herford got the start out there. Was that something in the works, or I guess why did he play over Kyrie some today?
We feel like we've got 3 really good inside backers. And Kyrie was a little bit nicked up early in the week, and we put Brandon in there, and we said let him start. So he did a nice job for us this week.
What kind of rhythm did you see Vad in today? I know his spots were there often. How'd you evaluate his game?
Like I said, I have to watch the tape. I haven't seen it, so it's hard for me to evaluate it.
Gage Steele has been really impressive through the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. How has he developed in the offseason and from where he was a year ago?
I think this knowledge of what we're asking. Everybody's got a job description. And Gage, I think, last year didn't know his job description. It's not his fault. It's the coach's fault. It's my fault for him not knowing his job description. And I think this year's Coach Cisa and the defensive staff have done a really good job of explaining and giving everybody job descriptions that they know what they have to do each Saturday. And to me, that's important in major corporations and in football.
Your run game today, I guess, I know you had the 2 tailbacks again, but was it could you see anything on the offensive line that was so effective, or was it just those guys breaking tackles, or what?
Word of the week was toughness. I think we were tough this week and getting tough yardage.
You averaged 7.8 yards per play, I guess. So where does that fall? I mean, that's pretty explosive. Is that a good number for you guys? Are you happy to see that kind of offense?
That's a very good number.
Coach Cohen said that he felt your team from a year ago was most improved in your defensive line and the rotation of the defensive line and whatnot. 7 sacks today against a short passing team has to be a satisfying feeling for you.
Well, I think, you know, people talked about we weren't going to have a pass rush this year. And, again, I think those guys worked real hard up front. I think, you know, we got a number of guys I think we can throw out there and rush the passer. And I think Alex Mosley and Simeon Robinson and Xavier Gage have done a really good job of helping us be solid and stopping the run. And to me, that's you know, it's hard to rush the passer if you don't stop the run. So you got to stop the run first so you can get the third down so you can rush the passer. So hopefully we'll continue to get more opportunities.
Kind of 2 blowouts. What do you guys know about your team through 2 games that the result was never really in question?
Well, I think last week, you know, I think we were a team that was just trying to play our first game and figure out how to play a game. Again, we had 30-some-odd new players on our team. So I think this week we got to learn a little bit more about some other guys, some of the young guys. So it's a learning process. I mean, again, we're not there. We're learning each week what certain guys can do. I found out, again, Steve Smallwood's a really good special teams guy. So we got to find some more roles for Steve Smallwood to play. Rashad Robinson and Curtis Oliver are gamers. They are really good freshmen that the spotlight isn't too big for them. That's what I do as a coach. Until I watch the film, I can't tell you what I learned about the team until I watch the film. But being on the field, I know we got some young guys that I'm glad we recruited them.
Yeah, the onside kick. Is that maybe the best place to do that when the game is so in hand? I mean, I think some people would view that as disrespectful. And that when the game is in hand, is that you disagree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was just trying to work on something that we practice every week. It's hard to work on something all year long and never see the fruits of it. I mean, if you're going to give us that, we're going to take it. So, you know.
I guess in these games, are you waiting for somebody to push back? Because it seems like you've taken things pretty easily.
I don't think that was a very good team we played tonight.
I guess the final score just. Are you waiting to play a close game? I mean, what do you think you get into those when you get in those games?
I think Vad said it best. You know, if we can win them all like that, we'd be happy. We're probably not, but I'd like to be able to do that. Awesome.